Plus, they knew well at a time that there were configurations that were established, so people knew how to practice, put themselves in a better spot. Now here we go. Jack, Game 3, Heat 1.
Let's get into
the finale of Fall Skirmish.
Yeah, it's, again, we know our top 12. We saw the leaderboards. Who will hang on to those positions? Who will fall out of it? Who will move on in? Are the questions we begin to ask in games 3 and 4. Again, in total, in the Heat's 4 games played. Off the break of this one, everyone fanning out all over yet again. As we're waiting to see who gets in these early engagements to secure some early limbs.
Look at that southeast corner of the minimap on your screen. You see there's a number of teams dropping down, 2 teams. That same spot. I have a feeling that we're going to see another re-challenge against Tfue and Cloak at that little set of houses down there in the southeast corner. Looks like that potentially is acid dropping the gas station. But you do have a really solid spread of players across the entire map. For all 3 materials goes a long way in initial fights. If you can get that very early and make a push against a team, you might already have established an advantage just based on materials alone.
Oh my
goodness. Look at this loot.
Look at the loot right now.
Gold compact SMG, gold AR, wow, a blue pump.
This is a
slurp, 3 minis, and just based on the shoot, he's at 75 already.
Yeah. Will they try to push the agenda now and go for those early limbs? Over to Mitch now, up at Viking Village, and oh, he gets clocked by Putrid with that shotgun. Grand Pooh Bear now pinched as well, and just like that, it's 2 quick limbs for the Envy duo. Over now to Rue and Kevlar, each with a knocked teammate. Oh, Rue just gets clocked right there. No shields left, and yeah, Kevlar, it's easy from there. He knew how much damage he had done. Quick little revive coming on in Flush Factory, and you'd assume that they just won that area, so now they can go ahead and farm it up. Yeah, here's the view. No players nearby. Blue and Kevlar can now just go and begin to farm materials and get those mats to a great spot, but they are very far from that first zone.
I want to point out that it looks like potentially a misplay from Rue in the middle of that. I don't know if you noticed, but he re-peeked the same side of that metal ramp twice in a row, and Kevlar was literally pre-firing with the gray burst at that edge. So as soon as he stepped out, damage happened immediately in the elimination. Re-peeking a different side, always important.
Yeah, no, catching your opponent off guard is super, super key. 89 players left as the first zone begins to shrink. In the next 30 seconds, that rocket launcher, it just sounds scary every time it goes off. Flowers gets chunked by that double barrel.
Visible 1 HP. Edit down his teammate, taking shots from above. On his knockdown, here we go.
No!
Are you kidding me?
6 health. Instead, we'll have to seek refuge inside this house. Walls being spammed as grenades are thrown, but no damage landed.
See Left Eye, Gebber both have quite a bit of resources. 3-1-1.
I think the biggest thing with the resources is their health right now. Look at the difference in health pool. Great grenades, continuing to knock down all this build. Gebber with 1 knock, there's the second as well. And Rex and Joshua go down, and man, when you have that much of a health advantage with a double barrel this early on and you're fighting in a house, you should win that.
Well, it looks like,
wow, 3 teams.
Grandpa on the outside just kind of watching and waiting. Anything you could do to chuck an explosive in, something to get any damage or maybe even a knock while these 2 teams are pushing in on each other.
We need some things to just get very lucky for us, right? Like we need some stuff on our end to save us in this scenario. As Eternal now forced to the low ground, and that's great help for the teammate. They don't pop the redeploy and the glider. Again, an example of some of these new things coming to play. That's 00 Flower who's knocked. Eternal gets traded. A 1-on-1. They're trying to go for the limb. Can he save his teammate? No. Doesn't save the teammate in time.
Mountain is still alive in there.
Yeah.
Versus Mountain. They're built up into a box. Could go for the replace that. Case it, a third party comes in. A little bit of tunnel vision there, not realizing he was getting pushed from a different angle. Flowers still up. Dre very low on HP.
Well, it was 190 meters, I think that shot was, or something like that. That was a far shot. There's the res, and now they'll heal off of it.
We saw Dre save Flower moments ago, but looks like Dre is going to tick out there.
Yep.
An elimination given away. Flower still alive, though, against Bravo and Bartnologist, who kind of is vertically sandwiched, but just chilling up on the mountain. The top right of the screen.
Just chilling up there.
Still there. Just chilling, dude. There's no reason to push either. He can sit up top and just slowly tap fire.
Yep, and especially with
Studios rolled up his teammate.
Legendary assault rifle.
Oh, absolutely.
Not much better of a weapon to just tap fire with. Now the grenade coming in, and wow, one well-placed grenade just knocked that entire structure down. Keep in mind the glider redeployed, not going to really knock anybody out, but still, there goes 00 Flower losing that fight to Bartonologist.
As the structure was coming down, Bartonologist pulled out a grappler, one of a very common weapon, item we've seen a lot of people pick up in this, just because the utility of movement is so important. It looked like he flew away and immediately doubled back and took shots on Flowers. Flowers trying to rotate away from those grenades. Did not pay off, though. We got a lot of teams building up here around containers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even potentially 6, as you see the team from Hero rotating in.
This was from earlier on in the game. Noobtra and Novi, we always mention how they seem to get these early elims. Each game in this heat so far, they've had they've been at 2 elims off the opening minute of the game. Nitro Megan, they're going for it now. Look at how low they are on AR ammo. Barely gets any damage from that shotgun tag, but a quick cleanup there will come on through. It's so key to have those good swap weapons from, I believe, 16 total rounds now to 128. And they've got eyes on the teammate. There goes Austin. This team from Atlantis, so darn good together.
I'd like to point out super quick, I was going to say, they are the last ones, it looks like, potentially rotating in the storm. There might be one other team. They were so far out.
I can tell you right now, when they go back and watch this, they're going to wish they knew that player was near one shot just behind him. But
Mitra gets the knock on Roto as they're rotating in. Those F3 players that hugged the edge of the zone, which was an intelligent play at the time, kind of put him in a bad spot. There we go.
And look at that.
Mitra,
those are the players that were shooting Atlantis in the back.
Yep.
From the edge of that zone. And because they made the rotation and moved in early, they're rewarded by being able to gatekeep. But now, the script has been flipped on them. They've got to now push on in. They've got opponents shooting the high ground, and here's the build battle about to commence. Mitro moving on up. You've got the grapple for Megan as well. Quick double ramps going on in. The 90 used to get the high ground, and just like that, the high ground has been earned by the Atlantis players. A brilliant rotation, a masterclass there. 4 limbs so far this game as well.
Carlos in general just hanging out in the bottom of the structure now. They don't necessarily have to move out. They're on the very edge of the zone, and they can coexist with the Atlantis team pretty easily. The problem at this point is if they were hoping for the opportunity to catch any other team rotating, because they don't have the height advantage on the Atlantis team, they're probably not going to secure those elims. But it looks like Atlantis, clear vision of a majority of the map from up there. Bartonologist and Bravo are potentially the highest team, but this grenade launcher, Tfue and Cloak, we haven't seen too much yet this game.
Yeah, this is definitely their quietest game so far. Banking these grenades, this is their whole focus. They're putting everything into going for these elims. They keep spraying it down, keep trying to drop them on down. It seems like Tfue is just one ramp away from having open damage on his opponent, but there's the third party now getting involved.
Very low medium ammo count. He's only got 26 shots, quite a bit of
that was all of his rockets, too.
It was.
Folks, he's got some great weapons, though. The silenced epic assault rifle. Another rift to go. Another rift to go. He's had one each game.
Every single game. Now might be the chance to use it. We'll see what they got 5 seconds on the rotation here. He's going to just quick edit to try and get to the resource, the ammo and the material hiding behind. There we go.
56 seconds left now.
Here we go. Cloak dropping in. Somebody not paying attention, catches him off guard.
Tunnel visioning on the players down below, not listening for that glider sound coming on in, and now it looks like Tfue and crew, they want this elimination, and they'll get it and be rewarded with some great upgrades as well. The heavy shotgun, 2 charges on a grappler, great. Now Soren stuck in a box, and he's getting tagged by these stink grenades.
Down to 35. They're going to use that for 2.
Oh, gosh.
Shots to the wall just as Norse is trying to wall off. You can see Mowgli taking HP damage, most likely from the same stink grenade. Those can come in big. You don't have to worry about shields at all if you're using those against your opponents. Plus, it gives you a way to kind of see through the wall. If you can see where the damage tags are coming from, you can track an opponent without having to actually have line of sight on them.
Here's the eliminations counter again this game. You see 4 earned so far from Super Evan and Godnick. You see 4 earned so far from Atlantis Mitro and Atlantis Megan. So we continue to move on down. A few more teams with 3. So 5 teams in total this game with at least 1 point on the board.
Norse gets eliminated. A little bit of a loot share there. Mowgli picking up what he can. He has a chance to, but very low HP. And the knockdown there on the wall immediately had to cancel a heal he was going for. We cut to Tfue and Cloak. Yet again, the top-down view. As many players as possible. I mentioned Tfue's ammo situation earlier, but that handful of eliminations, specifically on Novi and Nubtra, gave him quite a surplus there, sitting over 200. It's like someone trying to land in near their little tower, but Tfue defending as much as he can. Any shot just to spray opponents away, trying to see if he can, if he can get tags on people rotating. Even if you don't get the elimination, you're gonna make people play more defensively. There we go. Cloak, a knock in the feed there on Barnologist.
Oh my
Tfue.
gosh. He's got hit in the face by a grenade.
Glider redeploy saved any previously fall damage might have eliminated him there just based on the height he was at. The glider redeploy, Cloak gets the finish there on Barnologist.
Oh! 16 and then an 88 tag, but it's not enough. Will still get that elimination. The Atlantis players now in play. Look at how much it takes to destroy one of those metal walls. Some brilliant tags with the compact SMG. And this is still the weapons from the very beginning of the game. That's how good the loot was for Mitro. Has not needed to change anything about the loadout.
The only problem at this point is long-range third party might be tough. He's only got 7 medium ammo left.
Yep.
But everything up close.
He's handled.
If you're in smelling range, he's got enough shotgun shells and small rounds to take care of business.
That roof actually just blocked him right there. Some loot down to the right. Willie trying to go pick it up, and it's bait. It's bait, folks. He's down to 45 HP. Cloaksy now knocked. This could spell disaster for the duo at the top of our standings so far. 27 health. Gone. Tfue and Cloaksy with their earliest exit yet.
Making that much noise between the grappler push and everybody that started firing as soon as Tfue and Cloaksy got in there.
Now, here's the big thing, too. I love that we just swapped the hero. This is the team in second. So this is the team currently trailing Tfue and Cloaksy.
Sol's out there, 83 gets the knock on stage 2. Is going for the elimination immediately, just trying to... at that point, an elim this late does 2 things for you. Puts you 1 point closer, or 1 elim closer to a point for eliminations alone. Plus, with only 25, now 23 players remaining, that might, if it's late enough, put you higher in placement, which is even more points.
Yeah. Brilliant editing speed there to close that zone on in. They've made it.
Push across the top. Frantic movement, and you see, look at all these POVs.
I'm going to pretend like I could even give you any bit of information from what's on my screen right now. But now we're going to go back over to Just Chillin'. My goodness, that was a lot, but it showed just how crazy these moments are.
The frantic moments, man. 11, 6.
No way.
6 HP.
Oh, the zone.
Storm claims another one. You see the V, there it is. Just Chillin' going down the storm.
Another one.
Kayun gets a pair down. Amidst all that, multiple players going down the storm. This rotation, very tough, and it's still not done yet. Look at the distance they still have to travel. 16 players left, 33 seconds.
Oh, he just gets clocked by a shotgun. That's Mitro and Megan still making plays. You see them all over the elimination feed right now. I mean, they've got to be pushing. They've got to be pushing towards the 7 elim bonus at this point. I think they might be in big bonus territory. Ghost Kayun, he is 6 himself. 6 himself. If Sean has any, they're probably in big bonus as well.
We haven't seen any team activate big bonus just yet, but we might be looking at the first team right now. Kayun and Sean trying to position themselves for catching any rotation off guards.
No, they don't. They don't. Sean has 0.
Kayun.
That's huge. With 1 health, gets the 7th elim. That's another point. That's another point right there. You've got to love that. 1 health as well now for Jaganza. 3 left in this game. Trying to play the low ground. A great shot there. Will they have time to pop the medkit? I don't believe so. The grappler not going to happen. With only 1 health in the victory royale there from the high ground for Korea and Nibs. The first time we've seen outside the grand finals. Here's the winning moment again. This double barrel had 1 shot left, and with only 1 health, there it is. A quick little cleanup and the high 5 there from Nibs.